Okay. Maseches Bava Metzia Daf Chaf Hey Amud Aleph. In the bottom of the page, it shares Leilu Nishmas of Imorim Menachem Ben Akiva. Very good. You remember that we after Rabbi Yochanan? 10 points. Very, very good. Okay. Here in Rabbi Yochanan's opinion. So yesterday we discussed the situation. When is it that a person has to return a bunch of lost coins? If a person found coins in the street and they are structured like a migdal, three matbeos, three coins, one on top of the other. So we said one on top of the other means that according to the previous opinion to Rabbi Hanina, they are actually, was it Rabbi Hanina? Yeah, it was Rabbi Hanina. So Rabbi Hanina said only if they are shaped like a tower. What do you mean like a tower? He means that according to him, the biggest one in the bottom, the middle one, yeah, in the middle, and the smallest one on top. Yeah, Eiffel Tower kind of thing, more or less. Yeah, and that kind of tower, that's, you can't beat that. If a person lost that, meaning he forgot that he placed it there and eventually remembered, that's called a siman. And with such a siman, you have to return. He was not meyash, there's a siman. That was Rabbi Hanina. Bear in mind that Rabbi Hanina holds that if you have three coins, one on top of the other, and they're all the same size, that's not called a siman. He believes that that could have happened just by itself. Yeah, he's more into chances, and therefore I don't know exactly how perfectly shaped or how perfectly located they are. But the mice, if they're not mama shaped like that, like a pyramid, but they're the same size, according to Rabbi Hanina, that's not enough of a siman. Now comes Rabbi Yochanan. I'll be very honest with you. I was really, really stuck in the past two lines. It's only two lines, but the Gemara here asks a question that doesn't seem to connect to the answer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read you the Gemara, just give very, very bare translation, and then I will read inside one of the Meforshim, which I rarely do. I'm going to look at the Nimuka Yosef and read you from the Nimuka Yosef, how he explains it. Let's go. Let's just read the Gemara. Rabbi Yochanan Omar. Rabbi Yochanan says, Afilu shel melech echod nami machriz. Even if all three coins are of the same king, meaning the same size. Even if they're all the same size, same currency, same everything, you have 10 shekels, one on top of the other, that alone is good enough to be machriz. I'll give you an introduction now. According to the Nemuka Yosef, which I'm going to read to you soon, just the shape, just the three matbes, one on top of the other, is not enough of a siman. If I say if I announce I found coins, that's all I say, I found coins, and the person says, oh, those coins were shaped one on top of the other, they're all one on top of the other, that alone is not a siman. The fact that the three coins are one on top of the other, that's not great shapes, even according to Rabbi Yochanan. Even according to Rabbi Yochanan, who says it is a siman, you also have to mention the number. Who's you? The one who lost. The one who lost has to tell me two things. That's what the Nemuka Yosef explains. That explains a lot of things over here. Just to say they were one on top of the other, that's a lucky guess. Elamai, you have to say they were on top of each other. And how many were there? There were, let's say, 3 or 4 or 5. What's going to bother the Gemara soon is, why do we keep talking about 3 coins all the time? What about 2? Why isn't 2 good enough? Right? If the shape is a siman and 2 coins one on top of the other is wow, that's enough of a siman, then also 2 coins. Why only 3? Frag the Gemara now. The Gemara doesn't ask that, but that's what's behind the scenes. Frag the Gemara, my machriz, what does a person announce? Which means, now we're coming to talk about another concept. There are a lot of concepts here, and soon everything will be clear. You remember we said already before we learned the parak, in Parak Rishon, we already said something which seems to be simple, but it's not always simple. There's always a seesaw, this balancing act between how much information does the finder give and how much information should be given by the one who lost, right? In other words, usually, says the Nemuka Yosef, the right thing to do would be, for me as a finder, let's say I found it, to give as much information as possible. So people would, be attracted to to look after the item. On the other hand, if I give too much information, then that's not good enough either. It's a balancing act. Emmanuel says in the Nemuka Yosef, whichever information I try to give as much information as possible in the announcement, in the advertisement, and then the person who finds has to always give the extra bit, the other puzzle piece that's missing, right? Oh, so now there are two factors. There's the number, right? How many matbeos, and the shape, right? How they're shaped, how they're structured. Frag the Gemara. Yes, the structure is that they're all one on top of the other. That's also called structure. That's no, the Chiddush is even though they're all the same size and they're not shaped like a tower, which is not as sophisticated, even that's a simon. Even that's a simon. All the more so if they're a nice Eiffel Tower pyramid, of course. Now, what should the person announce? Soon you'll see exactly what's the depth of the question in Luka Yosef. Minyan, he has to announce the number, which means the person would announce, I found so and so amount of coins, right? And the other person, the one who lost, will say, in other words, in the announcement, the one who found says, I found 3 coins or 4 coins or 5 coins, right? And therefore, the one who lost says, they were shaped like that or like that. He's going to tell us the shape. Frag the Gemara, if so, why only 3? Say 2. In other words, why only 3 coins? 2 coins should apply, the same should apply to 2. I would say I found 2 coins, right? And then I found coins. Yeah, I found 2. I would say I found coins. And he's going to say, yeah, there were 2 coins. Says the Gemara, Omar Ravina, tiv'i machriz. Tiv'i machriz. What does that mean? If the person says, I found coins, who? The one who found says, I found coins. I found coins. Yeah, I found coins. Coins is what in halacha? Very good. We have a choshev bacher over here. 2 coins. 2 coins. What does 2 coins mean? Coins automatically means 2. Even though you may argue that in human talk it's not the same, but we discussed it before in the first parak. Since halacha matters, not us. Since in halacha, if I say I found coins, automatically it means 2. If I say coins and he says 2, that's not called giving a siman. And it's not enough to tell me the shape. He has to tell me both the shape and the number. So if I say coins in plural and he says 2, even if I don't say the number, I say coins and he says 2, it's like he's repeating what I said. It's not called him giving new information. It's as if you're repeating me, he's parroting what I said. And therefore, that would only apply by 3 coins or more. Again, let's review and then I'll see the Mukh Yosef inside. If the finder says, I found coins, he's not giving much information. In the Havamina, we thought he has to say coins and the number. That we gave up on because it's not enough. Because then the other side would only say the structure. That's not enough. That's not good enough. The other option is the finder will say, I found coins. I'm not saying the number. Now we understand, says the Gemara, where you can only work from 3 or more. Because if I say coins and he says 2, he's not giving any new information. It's not called new information. He says 3. Excuse me. He said they were one on top of the other. That's alone. That's not enough of a siman. Mimela, it only works by 3 coins or more. The finder, I would say, I found coins, which means 2 or more. Now, more than 2, it could be 3, 7, 17, or 10, or 11 and a half. It can be any number. If I say coins, and then he says 3, 4, 5, however, and the shape, that's called the siman. That's how this sisa works over here. I'm giving minimal information, just saying coins. But to say, but not to say plural and singular, that's hiding too much. I have to say it was plural. I have to say it was more than 1 coin. I'm reading inside the Mukh Yosef. I wouldn't say, I don't think you even have it in your Gemaras. Says the Gemara like this. Excuse me, I'm reading now inside the Mukh Yosef. If you have it, it's very nice. It's in Daf Lamed Zayin, the Mukh Yosef. Stam, the Oived Noisen Siman Shloisho. The Oived, the one who lost, has to tell me what? There were 3. Ve'asuin kemigdolin. And also they're shaped like a tower, whatever that means, like one on top of the other. Because the one who lost it has to tell me how much the number, how many were there, it only works by 3. But 2 coins, that's not going to work. The ain't TV pachas mishnaim, because there are no coins less than 2. If I say coins and he says 2, he's basically betting for the lowest, safest number. That's not called giving new information. So now, question is, maybe I will not say if it was coins or coin. Get the new question? Maybe I should hide more as the finder, and I will only say I found money. Money. I'm not going to tell him if it's one coin or more. I'm not going to say if it's singular plural. I'm going to say find coin slash s coins. I'm not going to say if it's one or two. Why don't we do that? Umishum hachi machi is tiv'i. He has to say the plural, the one who finds it and announces it. The more information the finder can give, he should give. It's a delicate balancing act. The more information you can, you should give. Don't hide too much. But that he has to say tiv'i, which means plural, coins. So the one who lost should understand there were many. But to say the number, can I say 3 coins, 4 coins, 5 coins? No, because for him to only say that it was shaped like a tower is not enough. That's it. So let's summarize. The one who found it, the one who finds it, says what? He says, I found coins. That's good enough for the loser to come in and be interested. He has to give me 2 pieces of information, the number and the shape. That's why the Mishnah only says 3 coins, because 2 coins won't be new information. If I say coins and he says 2, that's funny. That's like repeating what I said. Weiter. Now, now, back to Kita Dalet. Beautiful memory. Now we have all kinds of very cool pictures over here. We're going to have. Rabbi Yirmiyah, Rabbi Yirmiyah. Rabbi Yirmiyah is going to ask us questions regarding all kinds of interesting shaped coins, all kinds of shapes of structure of coins that are together. Boy, Rabbi Yirmiyah. Kashir Mao. Kashir is like that. Kashir is like shir is a bracelet. Yeah, or like shur, but not tzadalei shur. Let's say you found in the street shir. In other words, coins that are like in a circle together. What would be the halacha then? Flat. This is bird's eye view. This is looking from above, okay? And basically, you found a few coins, one next to the other. So that is not a very sophisticated thing. Maybe it fell. I'm not saying it's a perfect, it's like not completely scattered, but not a structure. They're like more or less like a circle. Is that called sophisticated enough to be called hanocho? And I have to announce it, and he has a siman that it was, or maybe it just happens to fall, like in more or less nice-ish kind of circle. Kashirmau, kashuramau. What about if it's a shura, which is shura? What's a shura? A line, a row. Yeah, like that. That's shura. What would be the halacha then? Kechatzuvamau. Let's say they're shaped like a tripod. Again, this is bird's eye view. Bird's eye view. Kechatzuva is like a tripod. This is looking from above, like a tripod, like this or that. Yeah, that's chatzuva. Kisulamau. Now, sulam is different. Now, looking from the profile, from the side or from the front, Kisulam, according to Rashi and the Ritva, means like that. The Isama don't fall, yeah, but the one on top of the other, you were saying like the Pisa Tower. He was saying that's like more or less a piece, like this is like steps, 3 or 4 that somehow you managed to be like a ladder, like a sulam. So all these questions were asked by Birmia. Is that called sophisticated enough to be called hanocha and a siman, or is just not called enough of a siman? Says the Gemara, pshot meho chada. At least one of those questions you can answer from the following statement, and that is this one, the one of the sulam, which is more sophisticated. Yeah, this is 3-dimensional. This is not all on the floor, one on the floor, one on top, and one on top of that. That's more sophisticated, and that we can answer from the following statement. Yeah, says the Gemara, Domar of Nachman Omar Abba Baravua, Kol shilu machnis lakesam beinehem. All these coins, if you put a stick between them, if you can take a stick, and with that small stick, with that little stick, you can actually pick one up, and all the rest will be picked up together with it. Then you have to be machriz, chayv la'achriz, because they're really intrinsically connected. All these are separated, right? All these 3 cases, a bird's eye view. If I pick this one, the other one will not be picked up. Mashenk in this one, if I pick up the bottom one, all 3 will be picked together. It'll have to be a delicate balancing act, but I'll be able to do it. Then chayv la'achriz. So that case, you have to be machriz. That's called the siman. The other ones are teiku. They remain in a question, so you don't have to take them. If you took them, you keep them to yourself. That's always the case by teiku. One on the top of the other. Yeah. Here, pick it up. You're saying Migdal. Why are you telling me according to you're asking good. The fear of Chanina, a migdal which is one on top of the other, all same size, is not called a siman, but this is. No, that's what they're asking. I think this is more sophisticated than just one on top of the other. One on top of the other, blah, 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 they all fell together, one on top of the other. This is like steps, maybe it's more. Right. So he's saying you can also pick up all three together like that. I hear. Maybe Rabbi Chanina doesn't agree with it. It's Rav Nachman. Could be Rabbi Chanina of Nachman argue. That could be. Boy Rav Ashi. Comes Rav Ashi with another question. By the way, Rabbi Yirmiyah, if you notice, Rabbi Yirmiyah again is asking Yekisha questions. It's all the time. Rabbi Yirmiyah also here and also in Bava Basra in many places, he asks questions that are very particular about what would be in their particular cases. Like if somebody lost, the case of the chick over there, a small chick that flew from that's walking away from the nest or from the dovecot. What would be if he has 1 foot within 50 amos, 1 foot out of 50 amos, and they chased him out of the medrash because of that? Rabbi Yirmiyah was kicked out of the medrash for asking questions that were too, particular in Yekish. That was the case over there. But Basra Perek Daf Chaf something. Where Ravashi comes Ravashi with a question. Avnei beis kulis mahu. What would be, and this is again looking from the side. Looking from the side, this is the case. Not like this, but like this. 2 and 1 on top of them. 2 coins and 1 on top of them. And that is like an avodah zarah called Merkulis. There was an avodah zarah called Merkulis that would throw a stone at the avodah zarah, and that would be the avodah zarah. Today, there's a place in England called Stonehenge. Right? It's like that? Yeah, and that's the way it goes. Right? It's an avodah zarah place, and they have 2 stones and 1 on top. So that's the makor. That's what they learned it from. So the question is, if you found coins like that, what would be the halacha? Is that considered with a siman or not a siman? What? Yeah. Toshma, I've heard they still do ceremonies today once a year. That's what it's called. Toshma, the Tanya, it says in the Brisa, Motza mois mefuzarois hare elu shaloi. It says in the Brisa, if you find mois mefuzarois completely scattered or even, sloppily like a domino, they belong to the finder. That's not a siman. But if you found them like markulis, like that one, like that, you have to announce the Eilen Avne Beis Kulis. What are those stones or base markulis that if you find coins in the same shape, you have to return? Achas mikan, one on one side, achas mikan, one on the other side, the achas al gabein, one on top of them, one on top of the 2. That's what we said, and that you do have to return. That cannot be just made by chance. That's for sure human intervention there. For sure somebody did it. Tono abonon. Yet another brisa. Tono abonon. Tono abonon. Amoitza sela bashuk. Somebody found a sela. That's a big coin. That's a very valuable coin. And now the person found him. The one who lost the money found the finder. It's mine. And I'll prove it to you. Chadosha, it's very, very new. Yeah, you found a very, very new, crispy 20 shekel note. Yeah, very new. What? Pristine. Very good. Yeah. Niroinisi, it has Nero, Neron Caesar, in English it's called Nero, right? It was a famous Caesar in Rome. Yeah. So let's say it says my coin that I lost has the face, how do you call it? Minted in it. Yeah. The face of Nero. What? Embossed in it. The face of Nero, Shenelech Ploini, and the other king, King Charles, whatever, Loyomar Klum, that's not called anything. In other words, just to say that the money was found and he gives a siman in the money that was a shekel, the shape of this king or that king, doesn't mean anything. The loy, not only that, wow. Let's say there's a note, a money note, I don't know, $100 bill, and it says on it, Akiva Taichtal. And I say, look, hey, I'm Akiva Taichtal, and give it back to me. I lost it, and you really see Akiva Taichtal written on $100. Yeah, that's not called a siman. Why? My name. What can be more of a siman? What's the reason? Says the Talmud, Lefi she'ein siman lematbea. Coins almost never have a siman. Why? The Omar, because he says, Dilma aput ki apka, maybe he already used that note to pay someone. He used it. And it fell from the other person, and now I'm trying my luck. I had there $100, then I had to pay for a new talis. I don't know, I have to buy new talis now, yeah? I had to pay for a new talis, and what, $100 I gave the guy. I give it he lost it, the one from the talis store. Now I'm trying my luck, I'm trying to swindle and say, I lost my note. Yeah, really, it's lost from him. Say the Rishonim, I think the Ritva I've seen inside, one of the Rishonim says, you can say that about anything. Maybe, my phone says a kivatachta, maybe I sold it to someone. Well, what's the answer? Easy answer. Very good. Money, very good. No, we have a good participant over here. Money, the whole idea of money, yeah, unless you're a real miser or you really have your anxieties, usually you use your money. Today it's all credit card. But normally money is the idea is to use the money and buy stuff. So money is meant to be mobile and move from hand to hand. That's why money is called zazim. They move from one hand to the other. Masha'inken, regular, my pots and pans, my shoes and socks, or even my phone are not so likely to be sold. I'm not saying a wholesaler, regular guy, regular person who has his own items, usually they're not sold. So therefore, if it has my name on it, on the siddur, on the talis, or on the phone, or a cup, it's mine. But money is meant to be transferred. And therefore, even if the name is on it, that is not a siman. I'm listening to a question while I'm connecting the computer. Short break for commercial. Okay, we are now up to the second Mishnah, the third Mishnah of the Perek, okay? With Daf Chafei Amud Beis. Yeah. Very, 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 very important Mishnah here, especially a very, very important Tosfos. We have to see, it's going to be delightful to see and get clarity on this a subject called Makom Hinuach. Derech Hinuach. What's Derech Hinuach? As I said yesterday, sometimes people lose things and they don't even know that they lost it. And when they will know, right, they'll give up hope, or they won't give up hope, yush, no yush. That's when you see the money splashed all over, scattered all over. That's derech nefila. It fell. Sometimes you see something that seems to be located nicely, such as the coins. You see that they were placed there in a stack with or without siman. With a siman, it's not so simple what to do with a siman. You'll be surprised. I said yesterday, what would be if there's no siman? Then you can take it to yourself. Why? Why can I take it to myself? Because if there is no siman and he placed it there and he wants to go back and take it, lamaisa, if there's no siman, we assume he gave up hope. Yeah, because he thinks thieves would come. And if there is a siman, I should go and return it to him. Why should I go return it? Why not to just leave it there? Because maybe thieves would come. I'm an honest guy. I'll take it to myself in order to quickly give it back to him. But if the thing with the siman would stay there, maybe dishonest people would come before me. I have to basically save it from them, from their potential theft, and keep it by me and be machris to him. That is generally true, but it's not always true. It was not wrong what I said, but in this Mishnah, we're going to see more fine details and more cases about derech hinuach. Let's see the next Mishnah with a very, very specific, interesting case, and later we'll understand why did the Mishnah choose such a specific case. Says the Mishnah, Matza achar hagapa oy achar goder. Let's say a person found behind the gapa. Gapa is basically like a piece of fence which is made out of etz or konim. It's made out of wood. Yeah, or some say it's a pile of stones, which is like a primitive kind of fence. It's some kind of fencing area which is more primitive. Oy gader, or proper fence. Behind the fence, he's walking down the street. Behind the fence, he found goizolos mekushorim. What does that mean? He found chicks. He found young hens, young chicks. Yeah, and he found them when they're tied. Why is the Mishnah saying dafka such a thing that they were tied? The Gemara will explain. So he found basically chicks that are tied, meaning the person meant to tie them so they can't fly or they can't walk around. He wanted to keep them there, stationed there, stable over there, behind the fence. Oy b'shvilin shabasodois, or you walk down the field, and by the path of the field, the small path in the corner, you see those chicks over there. Don't touch them. That's called derech hinuach, to the level that you're not supposed to touch it. Just keep walking and allow him to what? Go back and take it. And we're not concerned the thieves will come. Don't ask me why, because we're going to see everything in Tosfos. Continues the Gemara to another case of derech hinuach, case number 2, and we're going to find the differences soon. Second case, matzo kli ba'ashpa. Ashpa is not exactly garbage, but it's not far from the ashpa of today. Ashpa was, as I told you many times, an area behind people's houses. Imagine yourself a row of houses, a chotzer, let's say. Behind you have an ashpa. What's an ashpa? The ashpa is basically a place where you leave all your shmatas. Looks like a machsan. It's half a garbage can, half like a storage area, and you leave your stuff there. You know, some machsanim look like garbage area. The kids are. It's a place where some people, yeah, leave their not unwanted stuff until what? Either until forever or until they take it back, or sometimes, and you have to know that, just like Baruch Hashem, we live in a modern world, we have to thank Hashem that our garbage is taken every day, I think, yeah? So too, the ashpa would sometimes be cleared away, cleared out. So now you found a kli of someone in the ashpa. So then, im mechuste lo yigaboy. You see amongst all the trash and all the garbage, you see all of a sudden a nice looking kli. Yeah, nice new one from IKEA. If it's covered, it's in a box, it's covered, don't touch it. Just like by the gozolas, the chicken at the beginning of the Mishnah, we say that it's der chinuach, it's located over there on purpose, and trust the person to come and take it quickly before the thieves will come. So too in this case, we say, don't touch it because it's safe and secure. Let him come and take his, don't interfere. Imegule, if you see that it's uncovered, if it's uncovered, then we assume that it's lost. And it was just, as the Gemara is going to say later, maybe it was thrown away with the garbage. Then, then go and take it. Because if it's uncovered amongst all the shmatarai over there, all the trash, then in chinami, you should come and take it because it's lost. Happened to me in Sukkot. So almost, I rolled the plastic, and all of a sudden I saw there's like a nice holder of the napkins. Yeah, it's a shal of boiver. Bochsha was Yom Tov, boiver is not so bad. Now you have to see Tosfos. Tosfos will shed a lot of light on this whole issue of derech hinuach, of mokem hinuach. Look at the second Tosfos, achar hagapa. Yeah, and you're gonna have fun. Says the Tosfos. Are you with me? Second Tosfos in the page, achar hagapa. Everybody, great. Says the Tosfos, mokem shemishtamo is ktsas. In other words, if you found those chicken in a place where they're partially guarded, partially safe, mishtamers ktsas, then don't touch them. Don't touch them because we assume that the thief will not come before him. Don't be the goody one, too good and mean too well, and take it in order to return, but rather what? Rather leave it there because it's safe enough that thieves are not going to come, even though it's only partially safe. Soon we're going to see what this means by partial. Let's say it's mokem hinuach. I'm making a mistake. It's derech hinuach. Merkaz Mischari, middle of the. You don't know who's walking in Merkaz Mischari. It could be all kinds of crazies. Yeah. Now, a place where it's not guarded at all, not safe at all, and the item is derech hinuach. It's derech of. He looks like he was placed there in order to be taken later. But any Tom, Dick, and Harry, any thief can come and take it. Oh, as I told you, if it's a completely unsafe place, then and there's no siman in it, take it. Why? Because he gave up hope. He was miyash to begin with. It's a very busy place, and eventually he's going to, Merkaz Mischari. My pile of apples or my bread, which I located there. There's no siman. He's miyash. Says the Tosfos. Maybe in our Mishnah we talk about the place in those chicken that are found next to the fence. Maybe it's a place which is 100% safe. Yeah, maybe really this is a place which is 100% safe, and that's why I shouldn't touch it. But maybe in a so-so place I should really take it with me. Says the Tosfos no. But the Parach B'Gemara later on we'll see in the Gemara that it says v'levi kesher siman klomer v'itol v'yachriz. Says the Tosfos like this. The Gemara later on it claims, why can they take the chicken and announce? Because they have a siman the way that they're tied. Maybe they're tied with a blue, red, and white ribbon. I don't know, he's a French guy. Maybe there's something there that's a siman for them. So you have to announce. Why not? And then the Gemara is going to answer what it answers. Says Tosfos, who cares that there's a siman? If it's a place which is 100% safe, very, very well ensconced, if the thing is very, very safe, who cares there's a siman? I'll go to your house. Can I come to your house? I'll go to your house. On your table, you have in the corner, what do you have nice at home? A nice pen you got for your bar mitzvah. I'll say, well, I'll take it and I'll announce, Uncle Maishi, I'll make a mitzvah of a Shabbos Averes. Stupid. Mapitom. It's so safe, it's not called lost. So if the thing is in a very, very well hidden place, don't touch it. Even if it's in the street or it's a very, very side place, don't touch it at all. And Tosis proves it. That what did we say at the end of the Mishnah? If you found something in the ashpa, lo yigaboy, don't touch it at all. I'll stop here, which means like this. In the Sefer of the Mishnah, we talk about a kli which is super 100% safe. Yeah, in ashpa, it's a very safe place. Yeah, until it's cleared, which tomorrow is going to discuss. If this ashpa is one of those ashpas, it's a very bad area. It lives in a place with a very, very, very bad area. They never clear the garbage in their life. Yeah, or like a machsan of someone, he never takes care of it. From Pesach to Pesach, he only sells it. Yeah. So then what? Such a place, it's so well ensconced, so well hidden, you don't touch it at all. Even if there is a simon, don't touch it. If it's in a place which is very unsafe, middle of the street, take it to yourself. There's no simon. I'm talking all the time, there's no simon. Yeah. Masha'enka and this ratio of a Mishnah is talking about partially. It's partially safe. Yeah. And therefore, if there's no simon, then don't touch it. Don't touch it, even if there's no simon, because we still assume that the person will come, the one who lost it, the one who placed it will come before any thief will come. We're going to follow. So there are three locations for derech hinuach: partially safe, very safe, and completely unsafe. Each one is a different halacha. With that in mind, we can start the Gemara very nicely. Frag the Gemara. My time. What's the reason that you do not touch those chicken that are tied next to the fence? We have a little bit of understanding now, right? What's this fence? It's a place which is partially what? Safe, partially safe, and yet we say don't touch. Why don't you touch it? Damrinan, we say, explains the Gemara. Hani inishatzneinu. Those chicken, the person, the owner was metzia them. He placed them over there. He hid them over here. If you, Mr. Well-meaning, well-wishing finder, if you take it from there, there is no simon in them. There is no simon. Poor thing, you're making him lose, right? In other words, you say, maybe a thief will come. What do you mean? Maybe a thief will come, but maybe not, right? If it's a partially safe place. So it's better you leave it there. There are chances that the real owner will find them. If you take them, you're doing the most idiotic thing in the world. Why? You're taking them, and he has no way of retrieving them back from you because he has no simon, right? You're actually making him lose with your good intentions. Therefore, leave them there until hopefully the real owner will come and take them. Maybe a thief will come. Maybe. Get what I'm saying? Maybe a thief will come, maybe not. But if you take them, then for sure he's losing. You take them, and he has no way of identifying and giving a simon and getting them back. Good, Yitzchok, yeah? Break the Gemara, the Amai. Why is that? You assume that there's no simon, but you just told me that they're tied. You told me that there is a knot. Levi kesher simana. Didn't we see before that the kesher, the shape of the kesher of the knot, should be a simon? Amar Biaba bar Zavda Amar Rav. They are tied within the wings. In other words, they're not tied by the legs, they're tied by the wings. So what? Everybody in the world ties them that way. That's a very across the board, standard, boring, in the box kind of knot. It's not a simon. Everyone ties them by the wings. It's a very, very normal thing. And therefore, you can't tell that it's not a simon. No simon, and it's partially safe place, leave them there. Just let them be. Frag the Gemara. Oh, Ellen, you'll be happy now. The Levi mokum simon. Maybe the location should be a simon. If those chicks can't move around, right? Let's assume that they can't fly. They can't fly. He located them there. He placed them there. The mokum should be a simon. Let the location be a simon. Yeah. In other words, I'll take them home before the thief comes. I'm an honest guy. I'll announce that I found chicken, right? And then he'll come and tell me the location. They were under the Gappa, behind the Godar, in the left-hand side, 2 kilometers away from the gate in Shmerel's field. No, why isn't that good? Answers the Gemara, Omar Vukva Barchama. Baruch Rav Bechama answered, Bemedodin. These are chicks that can hop around. They can't fly, miskinim, because he tied their wings, but they can hop from place to place, right? In other words, because they can hop around from place to place, mimela, they're hopping, right? And the location is not a simon. Maybe he placed them next to Shmerel's field, and now they're in Barrel's field because they were hopping and skipping and jumping, and that's how they made it there. So location is not a simon. Reg the Gemara, what? Ibe medodin? You're telling me that they hop and scotch and they hop around? Me'alma osu umutarin. If so, they came from another place and they're completely allowed to be taken. Meaning, it's not called hinuach, my friends. This entire sugya, the big title which you have in your minds now, big red letters, is this sugya is all about mokom hinuach, locating. But if these chicks run around from place to place, that's not called locating. That's not called located. Then therefore I can take it to myself. The only reason why we say that I should leave them there, because we say, hey, don't interfere, you Mr. Well-meaning guy. No, let it stay there, right? Maybe a thief would come, maybe not. The guy who lost, who plays with them, will go back to the original place. That's not true. If they run around, there is nowhere to come back to. He will not come back to the same place because you won't find them. Yeah, just like doves. You leave a few doves that you have in one place, in half a second, they fly around to another place if they're not tied the wings. So what are you talking about? Doesn't make sense. Answers the Gemara, no. Which means those chicks, they don't fly. They don't fly because why? The wings are tied. They can only hop a little bit. So it's a suffix. We could possibly say they came from the outside world, and therefore I can take them because they're not located at all in the original place. No, could be this was placed there by the original owner, and they did stay there because chicks with their wings tied and little feet, they can't run around that much. So we have a suffix. Crescendo. We've arrived. This case in the Reisha, and that's why we're talking about mekusharin. We're coming to say that it's a suffix hinuach. In other words, if I find coins can't move around unless they were moved, yeah? Coins that were located, as long as they're not moved by somebody else, is for sure hinuach. And any other, what do we say, immobile object, yeah? But Shein can, birds that fly, for sure it's not hinuach. The birds that are tied in the wings, it's a suffix hinuach. It's a doubtful, it's a maybe hinuach. So what? You found something in the street which may have been located there by original person. Maybe it came from a new place, such as chicks that can hop around a little bit here and there. Don't take them. Says Rashi, kol sheken if it's vaday hinuach. It's located. Maybe the person will come back to them, and you're sofek gazlan. You're gazlan if you take them. Although you mean well, you're doing something very stupid. Why? Don't take them because maybe they do belong to the original person, and maybe really that person will come back to the same place, and maybe the chicks did not hop from place to place. So leave them there. Leave them there for him to come. Maybe a thief will come, maybe not. But if you take it, you're doing a disservice to him. However, the imnotal lo yachzir. Wow. If you did take them, you don't have to give them back. Nice. Good repairs. Once it's in my hands, prove it to me that it was yours. Once it's in my hands, he doesn't have a right to take it from me. First of all, there's no simon, and even if there was, maybe if there was, well, if there was a simon, a very clear simon move, there was a different story. But once it's mine, it's mine. Why? Because now it's a suffix. Suffix, nobody can take it from me. Very nice. Let's go now. Yes, I'm hearing a question, and then we'll continue. Yeah. Yes, I'm with you. 1 second. Weiter. Motza kli ba'ashpa. What did the Mishnah say at the end? You found a kli in the ashpa, in that sort of storage / garbage area in the back. Mechuse lo yigaboy. If it's mechuse, what's mechuse? If it's covered, don't touch it. Megule noitel umachriz. If it's uncovered, which means not safely positioned there, looks like part of the garbage. Noitel umachriz bimachriz, because it's a lost item. And again, obviously, we're talking with a simon. Oh, now you understand Tosas better. This is talking about a place How can you can be machriz? There is a siman, and yet you see that if it's well hidden, even if with a siman, you leave it there. Why? Why? Because that place is 100% safe. Again, let's summarize. In Aresha, we spoke about the chicken. If they have a siman, let's say they have a nice siman, a red ribbon with the American flag. Yeah, they're roosters, not roosters. They're what's the names? The turkeys ready for the Haley meal, yeah, or the Thanksgiving, right? And tied with American flag. That's a simon, right? So then, sounds from the Gemara before, I do have to return them. I take them and return them because that place is not 100% safe. It's a suffix, so I better save them. But in this case of the ashpa, it's 100% safe. Therefore, don't touch it. It's like I would take it from your desk in your house and leave it there. If it's megula and there's a siman, that means it just got lost in the garbage, and therefore I have to give it back to him with a siman. Aminu, a question from the Brisa. Motza kli tamun ba'ashpa. A person found a kli. He found a kli, a vessel, hidden in the garbage in the ashpa. You have to announce it. Why? Because people clear away the garbage. Every once in a while, the garbage will be cleared. And therefore, his item, his scan, that he thinks is so safe and sound, will be also taken. And the garbage people, says Rashi, not that they have specific professions for that, but some other person will take it without announcing. So therefore, always take from the garbage. It's a stira. Our Brisa said, our Mishnah said, don't touch it, right? If it's covered. And the Brisa says, without any discrimination, you should always take it and announce, because that ashpa will be cleared away and taken to some faraway place and be stolen, whatever. So always announce. It's a stira. That's not like. No, he found it. He found it. He's an honest person who found it, and he wants to know what to do.
So it's the person looking inside. You can't see he's walking on this garbage.
Yeah.
He thinks maybe I find a cold drink in this part. So I go looking along until I find something.
Not necessarily. No, not necessarily. No. And even if he is looking for valuables, he still has to know logically what to do. Even if that's the case. Okay, so if something is lost and has no simon, let's say you see something valuable in the garbage, it has no simon, like money. Yeah, let's say you see a few notes of 50, 100 shekels, you don't have to return, right? Because there's no simon in the even if you're right, but I'm not sure. No, could be some the guy's walking by and found it. He saw it in the garbage, glittering in the corner, a nice pot. What? Again? Depends. Chomun ba'ashpa means it's inside the ashpa. Ashpa is not like the whole garbage pile. It's like an area where a lot of things are stored to be disposed. Or not true. So now, Oma of Zvid, answer of Zvid, loy kasha. It's not difficult. And now, Rav Zvid regarding clearing the garbage will explain what it means later. But Rav Zvid says as follows. Ha bekuvi v'kasi, ha b'sakini v'hemnik. Kuvi v'kasi, basically, kuba is a jug, and kasi are cups or glasses. Yeah, look that. Kuvi v'kasi. We have kuvi v'kasi are the cups. Yeah, they are big things. They don't just fall into the garbage. Yeah, they are placed there on purpose. Yeah, you don't lose a thing in the garbage that's that big. Yeah, in other words, it wasn't just cleared with your home trash. It was placed over there. The kuvi v'kasi that are large kalim, what about that? Soon we're going to see the difference. The sakini v'hemnik. Sakini are knives. Hemnik is a different explanations. The Rabbeinu Chanal says hemnik is something they use in Greece, a very interesting thing. They use it in Greece in order to eat the food. They don't eat the food with their hands, and it's basically a fork. He describes a fork, which was a Greek invention, and he says if it's knives and forks that are small, then what? The kuvi v'kasi lo yigar. Kuvi v'kasi did not fall there just by chance, right? They were located there. Don't touch it. It's a safe place. Don't touch it. Yeah, it's meant to stay there, and that's where he stores it. Small things such as the knives and the forks are so small, you have to announce because they probably fell with the garbage, and have a siman. They fell. How many knives and forks are in the garbage? I bet you many over Yom Tov. What? And we're talking here. No. Mechusa. We're talking mechusa. Meguli always have to. No. Talmud bashmanatul machis. Ah, you mean in the other brisa? Yeah. 1 second. Let's finish till the Mishnah, and then I'll hear you. Rav Papa argues on Rav Zvid. Rav Zvid is going to come back later. Rav Papa Omar, even if both the Mishnah and the Brisa, one says you have to announce, one says you don't have to announce, both of them talk about kuvi v'kasi, about the large kelim. The low kasha, it's not difficult. Kan be'ashpa asui lefanos. If it's an ashpa that's meant to be cleared every once in a while, then the guy is just being naive. The one who hid it there is not aware of the fact that soon it will be what? It will be cleared away. Or that's what we think right now. And therefore, you have to quickly save it, salvage it, help him, and take it before the garbage truck comes, right? Kan bashpa she'en asur lefanois, v'sheken an ashpa which is en asur lefanois, an ashpa which is never meant to be cleared. It's like a storage area, and the garbage stays there. Such a place, it will be safe forever and ever, bis 120. And therefore, then in such a place, en asur lefanois, and just leave it there. Frag the Gemara. What I was alluding to before, the Gemara asks the question: Ashpa sur lefanois aveda midasi. What are you talking about? If this ashpa is meant to be cleared, and we assume the person does know it, because he probably lives in the area, and he knows that this ashpa is meant to be cleared away, then it's aveda midas. It was mafkir the object. In other words, if you put something valuable in today's garbage bin knowingly, of course you basically mafkir. People do that. They put sofas, they put chairs next to the garbage, and the area takes them. So he was mafkir. Of course I can take it. Why saying I cannot take it? It's meant to be mifana. Why do I have to save the life of the object and give it back to him? He wanted to get rid of it. He was mafkir it. Ella, and by the way, we had this more a few days ago. The ashpa she'ena sur lefanos. This ashpa really normally, by the rules of the city, is not meant to be cleared away. This ashpa is a storage area forever. It's meant to stay that way. And when a person hid it there, that's what he thought. The owner of the kuvi vikasi, the owner of the cups, of the big items, of the jug, he placed it there thinking it will never be cleared away. So all of a sudden, the owner of the house or the owner of the area or the area or whoever that is, what about them? The owner decided to them clearing the garbage. And you, Mr. Finder, you found out, oy vey, that garbage area that the owner of the kli placed his item there, naively thinking it will stay there forever. Oy, 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 oy. Now they're clearing it away. The area had a strike. He thought it will take a year. All of a sudden, they stopped the strike. Boom. The garbage truck is coming. You quickly come and what do? You save it from them and you announce it and you let the person know that you found it. Now back to Rav Zvid. Maybe that would help you. Frag the Gemara. Bishmal Rav Papa. According to Rav Papa, what was the difference according to Rav Papa between the Mishnah and the Brisa? Whether the garbage will be cleared or won't be cleared. Bishmal Rav Papa, according to Rav Papa, makes sense. I know the Ktani shekendech ashpa lefano is very good. The Brisa says very nicely and very clearly that derech ashpa lefano is the way of the garbage is to be cleared, meaning he didn't know it will be cleared, but at the end it was going to be cleared, surprisingly. Quickly save it. B'shenken, if the ashpa will never be cleared, as is the original plan, then what do you say? Leave it there. Beautiful, good. Ela Rav Zvid, according to Rav Zvid, that differentiated between the big items that don't just get lost, they were located, and the small items which together with the chad pami tablecloth found their way to the garbage, as I'm sure happens many times. If so, Rav Zvid, ma'ishiken derech ashpa lefanois. Yeah, what does it mean that the garbage will be cleared away? It's irrelevant. Who cares whether the garbage will be cleared or not, right? In other words, according to Rav Zvid, all cases are that the garbage won't be cleared even. And nevertheless, if it's a small item, it's lost. The big items is not lost. Answers the Gemara. You know, derech ashpa lefanois. Sheken derech ashpa lefanois lo kelim ktanim. Derech ashpa lefanois does not mean the irya or the authority or the balabais clearing the garbage into further, bigger, and better places far away. No.
Derech ashpa lefanois means together when you're mefaneh, even in modern Hebrew, we say lefanot et ashpa. When you clear the garbage from your house, from your Shabbos table and Yom Tov table with all the crumbs, and you roll up the chat pa'ami, the plastic tablecloth, the small items, derech ashpa, the fanois together with them, the kelim, the small ones. But the big ones don't get lost. Such a big jug, if there was a chat pa'ami tablecloth, you don't just wrap it up. You can't just get lost. For sure, if it's there, it's located there in order to be in the corner, safe. Now, what are you asking? So we got up to the Mishnah. No, wrapped up in island is, I would say, yeah, it's like Megula. Thank you. Mechusa means that you see it's in a box. You see that it was located there on purpose. That's what mechusa. Megula means that it's just, part of the party there. It's together with the garbage. Even if it's what? Small kalim. Now, the small, you're asking now good. According to Rav Zvid, you're asking, we need to differentiate between Kuvin Kassis, Akini, Vehemnek, and we saw again, the Mishnah said, Megule, you're Machriz. The Brisa says, you always know to Machriz. So, Megule, you're always Machriz. You're always Machriz. But Sakini, Vehemnek, if they're Mechus, no, Sakini, Vehemnek, if they're Mechusa, you don't take it. I don't think so. No. If you see the sakin vehemnek or mechuse, no, I don't think so. Yeah. But if I see that we're not swept away, if I see that they were in the corner, mechuse, then I assume that they were not swept away. I assume that they were there on purpose located. Okay. Important correction. Thank you for the choshev over here. I shouldn't have said that you announce it. In the cases in the ashpa, you don't touch it. That's what I meant. In those cases, when you know you place it there on purpose and will not be cleared away, you don't touch it. You don't announce it. Sorry, that was a mistake. I meant rewind. Every time I say to announce, I meant leave it there because this is a place which is 100% secure. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you. Have a good day. The shiur is officially over. Yes, I'm listening to your questions. I'm listening. No, sorry. There are questions here too. Yeah.